The Empty-Headed Podcast. The Empty-Headed
Good morning,
Podcast.
good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome
Wherever you are in the
to
world.
episode Unlucky 13 of the Empty-Headed
Unlucky
Podcast.
Unlucky for some, mate.
I am Dave Judas.
I'm Morty. Nice
Welcome.
to see you again.
How you doing?
To see you nice. Not too bad, mate. How are you?
Not bad.
Good.
The piriformis syndrome still giving me a leg a bit of trouble, but other than that, I'm fine. Yeah.
We always seem to start with our ailments, don't we?
Yeah. We're at the age where we keep getting niggling ailments.
Speak for yourself, mate. Fit as a fiddle.
Are you feeling well? No coronavirus.
Not too bad, mate. Not got me coronavirus yet. As we record this, though, it's been
Outbreak.
It's outbreak
It's
in the UK. Well,
it's in the UK.
I don't know if you can call two people an outbreak,
But
but
it's here.
Yeah.
It's only.
Are you worried?
Not really.
No.
I mean, it's 96 miles away, just under 2 hour drive from where we are. So
Newcastle.
yeah. Tyneside.
Why, hey, man?
Why, hey man?
Might have a bit of the coronavirus.
Jimmy Neal, mate.
No.
So yeah, but apparently the average age of the people who are getting it is 55.
Oh,
so
right, okay. We're all right then.
we're nearly there, but
Well,
not quite.
No, yeah, it's
Scary though. That something like that is
It
that
is scary.
close.
It is scary.
But then
yeah.
didn't bird flu and
Yeah, we've had Ebola in London, haven't we? And we survived that. So whether the person that had it did, I don't know.
strong up north.
We are. We're it's
Different breed.
Yeah. Good immune systems. All these oranges.
I think my immune system's pretty good. In terms of illnesses like that, I tend not to
I tell you what,
really get ill.
Yeah, I don't
It's
feel
my
like
body,
I've
it's
had-
my physical things.
You
that
know, like
do me.
people have like a flu where they're in bed for days and they're shivering and spewing.
Man
and stuff.
flu.
Well, no, like actual flu. I don't think I've had that for years.
Get wrapped up in the winter months.
Yeah. I have got a bit of a cold developing now.
Have you?
It could be the
Fever is it?
I'm
Coronavirus.
A bit warm actually.
Don't need a mask.
Yeah. Whew. I'm okay. Don't worry. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, we're joking about it now, but 2 weeks down the line, who's to say? You know what I mean?
If you don't hear from us on Instagram and
yeah.
Twitter,
Yeah,
Maybe we're dead.
we might be bunkered down in this room, just posting like podcasts, just like
Go crazy.
episode 115.
day
virus.
216
Yeah, we've
of
got no food left.
coronavirus.
Yeah. Dave has
Jesus.
tried to attack me. in
Dave
the
has
night.
tried to eat Marty. We're
Your meat. Yeah. So yeah, it's been
how do you think the first video went last week?
the first visuals. Yeah, all right. I think. Yeah.
Bit different.
Yeah. Slightly different hairstyle this week.
Oh, thank God for that. That's
Yeah,
pissing. I had my hair cut and you've cut yours, and you
have.
did well growing it over the Christmas period.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
It's a
Yeah.
shame that you
Yeah,
got
it
rid of
grows really quickly and thickly. You know, I don't know why.
Bastard in wig, it's like a bitch. Syphilis. Yeah. Start with a bit of weird news.
So yeah, so we're just cracking on, aren't we?
Let's crack on.
Let's crack on, mate.
Bit of a
Yeah.
change to the format. We've got rid of
Yeah.
some stuff.
I think we've streamlined it enough to hopefully keep people interested. A good array of random topics, and we've got the bedtime
of
story
ranting.
again at the end of
Bedtime
the
story,
at
yes.
the end of the thing. So podcast, yeah, the word that I'm after.
You ought to think twice before getting the builders in. Strange, but true.
First bit of weird news, Dave. Do you want to go first, or
Yeah, a story I saw last week from the Daily Star. Other
Reputable.
newspapers are available. A cat owner was convinced that her pet cat was broken, quote unquote, after after a bizarre meow. It says here amazes the internet.
right? Okay,
Amazes.
right.
That's a big word to use. For
It
something like
is.
this. Amazes. More than 1.2 million people watched the, and this is another big word for this, hilarious TikTok video. I haven't used
Mate,
TikTok. What is TikTok?
Do you know what? I think I had it down on here to question TikTok for a different thing.
What is TikTok?
All the youths are into it.
Is it
aren't
just
they? It's-
musical Snapchat,
I'll be honest
but you
with
can
you,
make
mate.
videos.
To me, it
one
looks
after the
like
other.
it looks like a Snapchat kind of thing, but you see people doing dances and stuff on it, don't you?
Some of them are terrible,
Oh,
like
mate.
really cringy.
Oh, some of them
Because they're taking themselves really too seriously.
Yeah. So yeah, we're not on TikTok. We don't know what it is.
Too old for TikTok.
Too old for TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's maybe the name of the episode.
Too old for TikTok, amongst other things.
Yeah.
But yeah, this girl called Ellie Mae, recorded the video, and a lot of
She
people
won't be
claimed.
watching this.
No, who is?
Who is?
Claimed the cat sounded more like a rooster.
Right. Okay.
Now I watched the video and then I listened to rooster sounds, and my opinion,
Slow
YouTube,
day.
yeah, everything on YouTube, slow day. It didn't sound like a rooster.
Right. What does a rooster sound like? Like a chicken.
Whatever, you've heard them. You see dogs making noises like that,
Yep.
which nobody bats an eyelid about. They just think, yeah, try talking, what are you saying?
Like where it's like.
Yeah. But a cat does it, and then it amazes people. But yeah, somebody wrote, "This is hilarious. He sounds like a parrot imitating a dog." Watch it. I watched it, and it was.
We'll see if I can get the clip up.
But amazing and hilarious, far too strong of a word for this clip, because I watched it, and if
Were you laughing? Were you
if
rolling
anything,
on the
I
floor?
probably went, huh. So that's what apparently is amazing and hilarious.
Just like.
Yeah,
You see,
it's nothing new.
it's like when you type in lol.
All right, yeah.
It's like when you type in lol and you don't actually laugh. Do you know what I mean? Or you put the laughing emoji face
Yeah.
thing, and you're just there like,
If anything, you've probably just gone to
yeah.
once or twice.
You're
I
not
might have
rolling
actually
on the floor. Yeah,
laughed.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just thought, what are people watching on the internet, on TikTok? Well, cool.
Too old for TikTok,
That's
mate. I don't know.
that's amazing and because if this was
yeah.
amazing and hilarious, which is there,
Yeah.
what can they possibly watch which takes it in there?
Yeah.
And all it is a cat just going.
So, mate, first bit of weird news today from myself is a woman says she plans to marry the love of her life, which
Oh, nice, that's
which
nice.
just so happens to be a Boeing 737 passenger plane.
Does she own this jet?
Well, this is the thing.
To
whether
be
or
in
not she's
physical
sneaking
contact with it for
into,
6
or
years.
she's just booking onto flights that this
It might
plane's
not be the
taking.
same.
I don't
How
know.
does she know what
I
flights
don't
the
know,
planes
mate.
do?
I don't know. 737 is very attractive and sexy to me, she said, announcing her intention to marry in the spring.
Who's going to marry her to a fucking plane?
Mate, I've seen I saw a documentary on Channel 5 about a guy.
Channel 5, that says it all.
Yeah. Who it was about these guys who I think they're called like mechaphiles or something like that, where they're attracted and they hump like cars and vehicles and that.
Shove your dick in a car exhaust.
People do it. And there were a bit in this episode where this guy goes to the like a museum, like an aviation museum, and it's a quiet day, so he decides to take advantage of Airwolf. You know, the helicopter from the program Airwolf that's there in this museum, and he climbs into the cockpit and
Aptly named.
just kind of like starts I don't know,
Pleasuring himself.
Yeah.
And somebody's filming this.
Well, Channel 5 were reporting on it, but
The director of Channel 5 said, okay,
This
for
was
this
ages
scene,
ago when it
why
was-
don't you get in there and start
no, I think they were just following
knobbing
him,
yourself
you know?
off and we'll film you.
Knobbing yourself off, yeah. So he, and it's just people that are attracted to like inanimate objects.
That doesn't surprise me. That's the mental,
I think there's
obviously.
a woman who's like married or humps the Eiffel Tower or something like that. I don't, I'm sure I've seen that.
Imagine
as well.
posing for a photograph. I mean, obviously, this is a rubbish photograph because you're like slap bang next to it, so you're not going to get it all in
What I
shire. But somebody just posing by
Yeah.
one of the legs of
Just-
Eiffel Tower, and then photo bombing behind. You've got this woman just dry humping, rubbing herself on it. What?
Mate, People are into all sorts of things.
Like I said, the
aren't they?
person in that TikTok video who said that was hilarious and amazing
Yeah.
needs sacking. The person who decided to put this in the newspaper needs sacking as well, because these kind of people do not need to be publicised on papers. They need
The
help.
sort of people that go to the newspapers and tell these stories, though, aren't they? Thinking, oh,
Maybe we should do that. Maybe that should
just
be
make up some bullshit.
make
and
up.
just
See
like-
what the most wildest thing we
Yeah,
can make up
yeah.
is. Send a picture and see if it gets put in a paper. If you've got any ideas that
Any
you think we should
ideas?
do, let us know and we'll do that. It could be a challenge. I've got a rant
But
about
I
challenges.
don't actually want to do it. You
Hashtag newspaper challenge.
Just write to the newspaper and be like,
What do I need to do?
ate, I don't know, 50 bags of Watsits in 5 minutes or something like that. You'll probably get in. Right, so Japanese billionaire's girlfriend entrance, top 2. Right, let me explain this. Basically,
Please do.
there's a Japanese billionaire called Yusaka Mawaza, I think is how you pronounce it.
That'd be his
Mazawa.
real name. Sakama, what's that?
And basically, he's doing kind of like an X Factor type event to find a new girlfriend that will go.
Like The Bachelor, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's so this person will go to the moon with him. He's going on a moon voyage. This billionaire.
Who's taking him? Elon Musk or something?
Well, he's going to be the first
Branson.
passenger on Elon Musk's SpaceX. Yeah.
It'll cost a lot of money.
It's already generated a huge social.
Why don't
media
you go on
buzz.
it? You want to go to space?
Well, I don't want to be a Japanese
If Tom DeLonge were
billionaire's
doing it, you'd
girlfriend.
do.
I don't want to be.
If Tom DeLonge were doing it, he'd be straight on
I
it.
don't think I'd win. There's 20,000 entrants, and I'm probably low on the
He ain't
list.
going to look
of-
through 20,000, is he? It's going to be a Tinder thing. He's going to look through for 10, pick one. and be
It's
like,
a
"Yeah,
TV show they've got going. And the show's site, you can sign up as an application on the show's site, and it's got a love diagnostic test where potential entrants can test their compatibility with the entrepreneur. There's a multiple choice question, which includes this, which I'll test on you, Dave.
So I could potentially be a match for
You
a
could
billionaire
you could.
Japanese
see
businessman.
how you if you rode in a private jet, where would you go?
Better go in a private jet. New Zealand.
New Zealand. Good
Middle
choice. Is it romantic though? You know. No.
What happens on the
you've
flight
got to
stays
woo
on the
this
flight.
Japanese billionaire.
Well,
You've
what's
got-
on the flight?
I don't know, mate.
An
What do you
Austin
mean?
Powers bed that spins around.
It could be.
If that happens on the flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby!
You need to make your answer a bit more convincing. What-
New Zealand.
What
Do
are
have
you,
to be a bit
where-
more
how
firm.
far are you willing to go?
Hang on. This sounds a bit dodgy now. If you haven't answered that, how far are you
No,
willing to
that
go?
isn't. That's just me asking you.
You asked the question, I answered it. There you go. If he doesn't, if he's not
So
happy with
if
that, then it's his loss, isn't it?
if Meizawa, the billionaire chap, this is the other question, farted in front of you, what would you say?
First to go. Can I have another one, please? Slap him in the face, so you dirty bastard.
Right, okay, yeah. That maybe he likes it rough. You
Or
don't know.
I'd pop one.
Pop
Queef.
one out yourself.
Queef it.
Queen Laquifa. Yeah.
The tone is low.
Yeah, I don't think you'd make a.
So the chances
good
are he's
couple.
probably got flatulence and he's going to be farting a lot at high altitude.
Yeah, why would you ask that question? Otherwise, you're going to be
Just
stuck in
to let you know.
Just to let you know, you're going to be stuck with this guy on the way to the moon
In the
for a few
cockpit.
days, and he does have IBS.
That's one way of letting you know, isn't it?
Yeah,
You can't be shocked when it happens.
Yeah, so
Peanut.
So yeah, that's interesting. So Elon Musk obviously working on a trip to the moon there.
A romantic trip to the moon that
It
the
is,
Japanese guys
yeah,
wanting.
Yeah, and it's a life partner that he's looking for. So
Life partner. Or fun and everything that comes with it.
0G copulation.
Nice.
What you got, Dave?
Sport Bible. This is another short one, which we could really put the video up. That'd be even better.
Yeah.
A Muay Thai fighter knocked out both his opponent and the referee at the exact same time. Gao Daku, something like that, knocked out his opponent Super X
Do you know what? I think we should
Sitsonti
just,
which sounds like a fake name.
Just stop you there. I think when we're preparing this podcast, we should maybe just practice these names of people from different parts of the world, because we don't do them justice, do we? And we don't mean any disrespect.
Gao Dakui.
We just
The
shit
cow
at,
be.
at reading. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say there.
Struggle with
And
anything
apology.
other than English. Yeah,
And
apologies.
apologies. Yeah.
Please
Sorry,
don't
mate. Carry on.
Knock me out. It was on the Max Muay Thai card, and he hit him with a flurry of hits. And when he was dazed and confused, and he went for the kill, he accidentally made contact with the referee,
Right.
Which
And
was a
killed
huge
it.
kick to the face. No, which sent him to the canvas. And the commentator said that he's never seen that in his 30 years of commentating on it. Yeah, Muay Thai,
Man.
dangerous.
Yes, very
But
dangerous.
it's quite a funny video. You do see it. It's like
Right. Okay. We'll see.
one of a kind
Get
thing.
that. Yeah.
Beautiful. It's not the first time it's happened though. In boxing and stuff, that's happened.
Just don't get in the way as a
Contact
ref.
sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
There you go.
So
That's
we
the
were
sports
mentioning
covered.
we were mentioning TikTok earlier, which we don't know what it is, and another TikTok related story. People are dipping their testicles in soy sauce for science, apparently, and posting it on TikTok. So this trend is based on misinterpreted research from a study.
What is it? Hashtag soy sauce challenge or something?
Well, yeah, I'd
stupid.
imagine so. Study published in a journal in 2013 that found male testes. I don't know why I'm doing that. Male testes have taste receptors, but it's misinterpreted.
So they try to dip them in soy sauce to see if they
they
get
can
the
taste-
taste of soy
yeah,
sauce
yeah,
coming
yeah.
from their balls.
Yeah.
Why soy sauce?
Well,
There's better
I don't
tasting
know,
things.
but I'd imagine
KFC gravy,
soy sauce is like, it's quite strong, isn't it? It's,
wasabi sauce or something.
Yeah. So anyway, the just sort of
That
a
sounds
bit
like
of
one of
science-
the
a
one
bit
of the
science behind
Japanese questions. If you're on the plane with me and I dip
Yeah,
my
yeah.
balls in soy sauce, what would you do?
because I'm going to do that on the flight to the moon. Be prepared.
Jesus Christ.
So the study found that male testes do have taste receptors, it doesn't mean the testicles have taste buds. So people cannot taste through their genitals. So basically, taste buds are clusters of taste receptor cells. So obviously, on the testes there is these cells.
Could you graft a mouth
they're
onto
not-
a testy and then would that be able
Could
to
you
taste?
graft a mouth onto
Yeah,
maybe, mate?
with stem cells or
what,
something
like like they grew an ear on the back of a rat?
Yeah.
Could you
grow a mouth with
grow
a tongue,
on the
with
on
working
the,
taste buds on it?
on the bottom of a gooch?
That was just a mouth and a ball. And it's like, that's soy sauce, that is. You dip it, you dip the
So
top of its head.
it's got a full working voice
so
box
the mouth,
as well.
The mouth is on the top of the ball, the testy, and then there's the other size of the testy. So it gets dipped in something, and then the mouth's just like, oh yeah, that's. It can
It's
tell you
worrying
what's in
that
it.
it's talking, because that'd mean it's connected to your brain
got a mouth and
you
everything.
fucking terrifying, mate. Yeah, so
Give it a few years. Science. That's as bad a science story as the one in one of the early podcasts where we were talking about.
the freezing the
freezing
shit.
your
I forgot
feces to make knives.
Yeah. Did we figure out it wasn't possible? It was too
Didn't work.
brittle.
Yeah, too brittle.
Yeah. Good science.
Thousands and thousands of pounds research.
We like to present the scientific facts on this podcast. Like, yeah. There you go. Don't dip your balls in sauces. It doesn't work. Excuse me.
For other signs of stimulation, possibly. But you know what you get up to behind closed doors.
Exactly,
is
yeah.
business.
Waste of soy sauce, if you ask me. Right.
Yes, here's another one on bodily functions. Gwyneth Paltrow, the actress.
The actress formerly known as Gwyneth
Paltrow.
Yeah.
She's released a new eau de parfum. It's a candle, actually, for her Goop brand.
Right.
I haven't heard of it myself, but apparently it's a company that makes non-toxic candles and stuff like that, cleaner versions of scents for the modern woman. She's released a candle, and I mentioned this to you the other day. This is not a lie, this is true, and you can buy this £58 or $75 US. So yeah, £50 for a candle called "This Smells Like My Vagina."
Candle called.
This smells like my vagina. Gwyneth Paltrow.
Is she being serious? Is she?
Well, here's the thing: the description of the scent here, right? Apparently says it contains notes of geranium, citrusy bergamot, cedar is it? Cedar, C-E-D-A. I know what the word is, I can't pronounce it. And damask rose, a scent which the website describes as funny, gorgeous, sexy, and beautifully unexpected. So it must
Why
be.
name it that though? Why name it that?
How can a scent be funny?
Farts.
The sound's funny, not the scent. But I just thought that must be a joke. That if I named a scent after my vagina, I'm going to name it after something which I smell and think, it'd be nice if it smelled like that. Thrush. Because if I released My Sweaty Scrotum by Calvin Klein, would people buy that? Because people are going to buy this just because.
No offence, but you're not as high profile as Gwyneth Paltrow. So if you were,
you haven't smelt my Sweaty Scrotum candle yet.
Yeah. But if you came out, say you were as high profile as her, and you come out with a candle about your scrotum, with it named after your scrotum, then there's
soy sauce scrotum, something like that.
It would sell. Yeah, I wouldn't buy it, but some people would. So, leading on from Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina. Man killed by blade-wielding rooster during illegal cockfight. So this is a cockfight in India.
Of random like that. See that as a cartoon. Draw a picture of a cockfight that they've given roosters weapons, but actually doing it. What did they do? Strap them on?
Yeah, so basically these birds, it's very cruel. The birds have razor blades tied to their limbs.
Like Robot Wars, but with animals.
Placed in the ring where they fight until one is left standing. A man has died after a rooster slashed him with a razor during an illegal cockfight in India.
Brass eye. Men have been killed for wrestling, is it?
You're not a man until you've wrestled with a ferret.
You're not a man until you've wrestled with a ferret.
When an event organiser was placing the rooster into the ring, it struggled free and kicked out, fatally wounding 55-year-old...
Kicked out? A rooster's foot's not that big. What's it got? Clown shoes on?
Just big blades. Well, razor blades. I don't know.
Some people.
Where it slashed him, I don't know.
On the big toe.
Yeah, so fatally wounding 55-year-old Venkateswara Rao. Oh, in the stomach. So
he was putting it down before it's like lashed out as he's...
Cockfights were banned in 1960 in India. Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act.
That's what they used to do in medieval times, isn't it? Cockfights.
Yeah. But still popular practice in many villages and during celebrations. It was the only death reported in the events. In the event, however, a dozen other injuries were reported. So. God knows
get what you ask for, don't you? Really,
you do.
That's stupid.
You do.
They do a lot of stuff with
very
animals
cruel.
There,
so I say fair play to the roosters. It says here that they're given steroids and fed protein-rich diets in effort to increase their size and chances of winning the match.
Don't know what noise that is. It's as bad as your bloody police siren from last week.
It's very camp. The campest police car you've ever heard. Right. Yeah. So there you go, mate. Don't attend cockfights is the lesson learned from that.
Bit old school.
Definitely. Cool.
Is it all your weird news, sir?
It is, mate. It is.
So I can have my rant now.
You were wanting to rant? Yeah, go on.
You might have. I just wanted to talk about something because you see on Instagram and Twitter, especially now, hashtagging's a thing. For like the last however many years.
Don't mind a good hashtag.
People hashtag something and then say, "Oh yeah, it's the something challenge," right? You're fucking idiots, and you're all sheep,
Mate,
right?
don't
Look up
insult
the word.
listeners. Don't insult
Look up the word
listeners.
challenge, right? The definition of challenge, is this.
You've actually researched
As a
it.
noun,
Right.
it can mean a call to someone to participate in a competitive situation or fight to decide who is superior in terms of ability or strength, or a call to prove or justify something, and as a verb, to dispute the truth or validity of, or invite someone to engage in a
Right,
contest.
okay, so where are you going with this?
So invite someone to engage in a contest kind of is probably what people do now. But here's the thing in that there. Challenge. Participate in a competitive situation. Right? That's the key word.
Yeah.
So you've got the solo challenge, that's a recent one. The Dolly Parton challenge, you're listening to that.
Where you got the 4 different pictures.
Yeah, how's that a challenge?
Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and Tinder or
Unless you have no hands to hold a phone, to put 4 pictures together, to put Facebook, Instagram, Tinder and whatever on, that's not a fucking challenge, is it? Yeah? The solo challenge.
Does it matter what was the soul? Oh, the Star Wars.
Star Wars,
Yeah,
right, yeah.
yeah,
So if you haven't seen the new Star Wars, what can I use? Let's use these 3 pastels. So basically there's a scene in Star Wars where she uses the Force to send him a lightsaber. Which is a
Spoiler
new
alert.
Force power, which is stupid.
I've not seen it.
And he pulls his hand slowly from behind his back, reveals the lightsaber, and then just does a solo challenge them for you there.
A shrug for people listening.
And people started doing that, the solo challenge, and basically you've got everyone, celebrities, just pulling something behind their backs and then just going like that. How's that a challenge? Unless, again, you have no arms, so you can't
but
pull
what
something.
about, like back in the day you had like the ice bucket challenge, didn't
That's
you?
on here as well.
Which
That was the first real stupid
but
one.
The thing is, which I do regret to say I did take part in that. But
A
people do
challenge.
it for charity though, don't they? People did do that one for charity.
I don't mind. It's a charity, but you're misleading people because it's not a challenge.
Right, okay, right. So it's your issue is with
Anyone-
the definition of
Yeah,
the word.
why is it a
right?
challenge?
It should just, what would you call
Challenge-
it?
the new
What would you
definition
call it?
of
Dolly
challenge.
Parton,
It's
what
not a
would
challenge.
you call it though?
The Dolly Parton sheep contest is what I would call it.
Yeah, but it's people just having fun.
But
You
is
know
it
what I
fun?
mean? It's like,
Is it fun?
Well, it's quite. Some of them are quite.
Is it
funny.
fun?
Some of them
Let
are
me
quite-
attempt the solo challenge again, and let's see how funny it is.
No, but
I had loads of fun doing that. Loads of fun. I'm gonna get 20,000 likes. My life has changed.
mate, you need to simmer down. Like it's just a bit of fun.
Fun. You sound
So
like
what
the
other
people. You
challenges-
sound like the
what other
people who are
challenge-
making amazing and hilarious headlines out of a cat going. "Whoa."
What
You
other
know.
challenges are you annoyed at?
Well,
Have
right.
you got any more?
Challenge.
Challenge
So
Annika.
I looked up. There are some challenges that actually, fair play because it's a challenge. Right? Listen to this one. This was a new one on TikTok. It's called the Outlet Challenge. Right? Which is stupid.
Shove your finger in a.
Basically, you've got to
socket.
slide a penny in between a partially plugged-in phone charger or plug. Right? And there's pictures. It's damaged schools in USA. Danger of death. So if you want to do that one, fair play, because that is a challenge, isn't it? Yeah. You're attempting to avoid
There is
death.
these idiotic ones, isn't there? There's that one where they're eating them lawn washing detergent capsule things, Tide Pods. They were called in America, and people were eating them as a challenge.
The challenge is to not die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Another
you
one,
get these
condom
trends,
challenge.
What's that? Where you put it over your head?
No, this is one where you insert it into your nostril,
Right.
snort it up into your nasal cavity, and then back through your throat to be coughed out of the mouth.
Right. Okay.
Again,
Yeah.
you're challenging with suffocation and asphyxiation, death. So I'm all for that one.
So is it more of you're concerned about people's health and safety and well-being? Is that why you're going on this tirade?
No, I don't want to see everyone hashtagging trending Dolly Parton solo challenge to get everyone to jump on the bandwagon for fun, because let's face it, if that's fun to you, then you need to go out and experience some stuff. It's jumping on the bandwagon for stuff. If you want to do a hashtag challenge, make it something that's a challenge, not something that anyone
Like
can do.
leaping across a river or something.
Or
like that.
walking from one end to the other of a set of traffic lights. The traffic light challenge. Let's do that
What's
one.
that?
Where you just wait until the light goes red, and then you walk across the traffic lights. There you go. Traffic light
Frogger.
challenge.
Playing Frogger.
Just don't do
Walking into traffic.
Don't do these things which are just for everyone.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but what I'm trying to get at here?
It's because they're doing it for likes.
What's the harm?
There is no harm.
No, but there might be some people doing it for likes, but there might also be someone doing it for like a laugh. You know what I mean? Like
again, if that's a laugh.
No, but some comedians, say for example, that I follow on Instagram, were quite funny with the Dolly Parton one because they were like.
I think some of them did it to take the piss.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. But it's still part and parcel of it, isn't it? You know, and.
This isn't.
Mate,
the
are
new
you
one.
okay anyway?
I'm fine. I just don't. If you're gonna do something to jump on the bandwagon,
Right, okay, yeah.
just for the sake of getting likes,
Yeah.
you're pretty pathetic. There's a new one.
Dave Judas making enemies. Yeah.
This is a new one that kids have been doing. You put 2 magnetic balls in your mouth to mimic piercings. So basically, you put one inside your mouth.
All right, okay,
And the
yeah.
other outside
Yep.
the mouth. So like a piercing.
Yep.
But kids have been accidentally swallowing them, which is doing really bad damage to their
Well, it
intestines and
would,
stuff
yeah,
because
yeah.
they can connect
Oh,
through
shit.
the lining on either side, so it can cause a lot of damage.
Jesus, man.
Again, that's probably a challenge because if that happens, it's going to do you bad. But
Yep.
it's stupid the things that people do
Yeah.
just to look good for their 5 minutes of internet fame, isn't it? Really, the only decent one was that bottle cap challenge one. Do you remember?
Oh, where you're
you had
kicking
to,
the
like,
bottle.
do a
Yeah.
kick? If you could do that,
It's a challenge,
pretty good.
isn't it? Yeah.
The challenge to not smash the
Yeah.
bottle and cut your foot. to
Do you remember
bits.
there was the neck nominate challenge? Do you remember that one?
Nomination challenges? They're fucking stupid and all. Oh, he's nominated you. You have to do it now. Do I? What are you gonna do? And pictures you see, tag 5 mates, and if they don't reply, they have to do this. No, they fucking don't. But again, the people who live their lives religiously, thinking, "Oh God, I've got to do that now."
I don't know
Facebook
who
told
to
me.
do. Would you rathers, mate? Let's crack on.
Would you rather be a miserable git?
Would you rather spend a day with Dave Judas talking about challenges, or just get on with things and not worry about it?
You could, if you sat down and thought about it, I'm sure there's probably stuff you could do that would be challenging, that would be quite fun to achieve if you know you did it. That's my issue with it. If you want to do a challenge, do something where you actually think, oh, like the
Like a
bottle
sponsored
cap
walk.
marathon, yeah. Something that puts you out of your comfort zone.
We're doing a challenge at the end of Feb, aren't we?
We are.
But we're doing it for charity. For cancer research.
Cancer Research UK, yeah. The Game Changer Challenge.
So that's got challenge in the title. Are you happy with that? Are you?
All right. Too fucking shit. Well, no, because that can be like 24-hour marathons. Try to achieve a platinum trophy on a game or something. So we're not doing a challenge as such. We're just gonna stream for 12 hours, play a few different games, and have a laugh, and hopefully raise some money for a good cause.
Good
So,
stuff, mate. Good stuff.
You'll see that on Instagram and stuff, Twitter, over the coming month. So please donate.
Any
and
donations?
watch us if you want.
welcome. Yes. Cool, mate. Shall we move on to Would You Rathers?
Let's do it.
Would you rather go first, or would you?
I think I need to not speak after that.
Mate. Shall I go first?
It was a rant, but not, you've seen me.
No,
You've seen worse.
I just hope that maybe you can see two sides of the coin there.
I can.
Good.
Oh, would you rather be? Oh, would you rather be? Oh, would you rather be?
So, would you rather, Dave, be in a lucid dream coma for the rest of your life, or be an all-powerful god for 10 years?
Lucid dream state for the rest of your life.
Yep.
Do you know that you're
Well, that is
lucid
what
dreaming?
a lucid dream is, when you know you're dreaming.
That could send you mad. You'd be fighting against yourself. You'd be like, I need to wake up. I need to change this
Yeah,
situation.
but the thing is, though, you could get used to your life in that
you
state.
kind of would be a god because you can control
Yeah,
everything,
exactly. You
can't
can do anything you want
But
in
it
a
wouldn't be
lucid
real.
dream.
But then if you were a
But how
proper
real
godlike
is
being,
how real is
it's only as real as your mind.
exactly?
Makes
Yeah.
it.
Interesting.
Um,
Or an all-powerful god for 10 years.
which is kind of the same as that, only
Yeah.
you are there really,
It's
and
in
you
reality.
are
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
impact other people's lives as well.
It's a difficult one.
I'd like to think a year. If you were a god
There's a lot you can do.
being,
Isn't there?
you
There's
could make a lot of difference in just
I'm
a year.
pretty sure.
So 10
I'm
years.
pretty sure you'd be able to create.
And it took God 7 days
He did, yeah. He was very busy.
allegedly,
A very busy boy.
before he fucked off wherever he went.
Up.
Watching.
He's always watching. Be careful.
I think I'd go for the God being and actually physically making.
You could create something so. I don't know. Surely, if you're a god for 10 years, then you could create something that would keep.
You could create a load of hashtag challenges that only you could do because you could, turn the water into wine challenge. Nobody else can do this.
The Jesus challenge.
Think of how many likes that get.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I
Jesus,
just think-
wasn't it? Not God.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, God's son.
God's son.
If you didn't know. Yeah, I think if you were a god for 10 years, though, surely you could in that time you could create something that would mean you could carry on with your powers and stuff for the
In
rest.
10
of
years, you could get rid of all evil.
you could
and
get rid of all
shit
evil.
and
You could, yeah,
cure everything.
you could, yeah.
It would be utopia for 10 years.
But then what happens?
It just blows up.
All goes to shit again.
You just click your fingers and the plague and
Yeah.
everything's back.
Interesting one that. And it's a difficult one because the stuff you could do in a lucid dream for the rest of your life.
You're big on your lucid dreams, aren't you?
Yeah, so I like the idea of that. But then again, it's like you're
there's a
never going to
coma,
experience reality.
That's only
are you?
going to go on until they turn
Your
the
day you
machine off.
die. Yeah,
Which you wouldn't know about, would you?
No, you
so
wouldn't.
it'd just end.
it would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you rather have super fast internet 1 hour per day, or extremely slow internet without limits?
Slow without limits. I like to, an hour in a day is not enough for what I need to do
Right. Okay. Right. No questions asked.
whilst browsing online.
Yes. Do you remember back in the day though?
You
slow
probably
internet.
nowadays you can't do anything without the internet.
you can't.
You know what I mean?
can't.
I don't. I mean, your TV used to be a cable from the satellite on the roof. Now
Yep.
you've got to have a box connected to the internet and shit.
Ethernet cable.
Yeah. So, which is pathetic, really. That
Netflix.
we've got to that stage where
You're
we
going on
can't
another
have.
rant.
Well, no,
Right.
but when you think about it, that you can't do without this.
Well, it's like I was telling you,
I mean,
my
we can't do
electric's
without-
gone, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll come round now because
But electric does
do
everything.
anything.
But then not being able to not do without
Yeah,
the
yeah,
internet
yeah,
is
yeah.
it's
yeah, but it's just
because once upon a time we didn't have it, and you managed to do
yeah,
everything.
but you didn't know, you didn't have it, but you didn't know any better. So
Well, millennials nowadays don't understand, dial up. They never had to go through that.
Dial up.
Very good, yeah.
Do you remember download? Did you
Buffering.
ever LimeWire?
Yeah.
Where it'd take about
Bizarre, Morpheus.
10 years to download one song, whereas now you
That's what
you
it was
do it in
downloading.
a minute. Britney Spears .wav or whatever it was, MPEG 4. Yeah. Hit me baby one more time. Yeah, so
Darius.
yeah, I mean, a lot of countries still have extremely slow internet, don't they?
Doesn't matter how quick. If you don't have
depends
the
what you-
patience.
Yeah, yeah. I think we're spoiled now, aren't we? With how quick it is. 5G coming in.
I know that makes me laugh. I'm still struggling on 3G when places, so not everyone has 3G or 4G. So what's the point in putting 5G out when that's gonna be shit as well? Isn't it really?
Well, I don't think it is. I mean, I think I mean the arguments for it.
How fast do we fucking want it? Is 3G not enough?
It depends.
We want everything straight away now. Give it to me, instant satisfaction. Boeing, Eiffel Tower. We want everything.
That's going in the highlights.
We want everything now.
We do.
I'm delivering this McDonald's, but I'm going to fucking buy it myself.
Mate, have you tried meditation?
I had
or
a can
have
of
you-
Relentless this morning.
Did you? Right, okay, yeah. Fucking hell.
And some Haribo. That's probably
Off his tits on sugar.
caffeine.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Yeah, I'm with you on that. You can cope with slow internet. It's just maybe a bit frustrating.
New millennials might not be able to.
Millennials.
We're used to the age of when you had to deal with it. So
Would you like a fruit pastel anyway?
I love one.
Might calm you down.
Would you rather have telepathy or telekinesis? And if you don't know the difference, I can tell you.
Telepathy is where you can read people's minds, and telekinesis is where you can control things with your mind.
Telepathy, to transmit words, emotions, or images into someone else's mind, yeah. And telekinesis, to move objects through the mind, the power of the mind, yeah. Both are quite good.
Move objects.
It would be good to be able to say, Luke.
And
Use
then
the
you
force.
could do the solo challenge for real. Like, and
No, that would be a challenge. Go from A to B without throwing it or passing it and just
Yep.
appearing. Magicians can do that now anyway.
Yeah.
So sleight of hand.
yeah, I'd say moving shit about. Like, you've left your coffee at the other side of the room and you sat down already. Just hover it over to you, just...
Lazy. So if you're lazy, if you want
I'd be
telekinesis.
lazy. I'd be like 5 times the size I am now. But things would be floating around my head.
I'd go with telepathy, really.
So you can plant
But
dark thoughts.
it would be
into
amazing
people.
to be able to have the force. That'd
Yep.
be great. But I just think you could do more good with telepathy.
Oh, that's
you could,
very
you could
noble of you.
calm situations,
Right,
you could.
okay, yeah.
And then obviously you could use it to your own advantage, Don't mean that in a dirty way, but, you could use it to get your own way. kind
Right,
of, and,
okay, yeah. How? Example?
Job interviews.
Right, okay, yeah. What, like, plant the thought?
If you have an argument with your spouse and you just
So how
can't be
does it
bothered
work,
with it, you
though?
just,
Is it your voice they're hearing, or is it like...
I don't know. No, you just change how they think.
Right, okay.
Have you seen Heroes? Matt Parkman, the police officer, he can put
Right, okay,
thoughts
yeah.
into people's heads.
Right. And then you're like, oh,
Jedi's
actually,
can do that as
Yeah,
well, though,
yeah.
can't they? But they
Yeah,
have to
like-
go.
Yeah. Yeah, and people
These
are
aren't
like,
the
what are you
droids
doing with
they're
your
looking
hands?
for.
Like, yeah. If you can just do it, then fair play.
Yeah,
Yeah, telekinesis, mate.
telepathy.
Every
First
day.
one would disagree.
Oh, yeah, let's agree to disagree.
Hell yeah.
That's
That's all I've got for.
right, now he's got a couple
you
more
use?
for you. Would you rather fight a monkey with a gun or a monkey with a sword?
Am I fighting the monkey with a gun or monkey with a gun?
The monkey has the weapons.
Right.
And can I just stress again, we don't condone animal abuse. We are strictly talking hypothetically. And I once saw something horrific when I went to Japan. There was a street performance, and at the time I did record it and post it, but I took it down because I did think afterwards actually it was cruel. But I was kind of caught up in the moment. Of the
Wanted a few
monkey.
likes.
I wanted a few likes, yeah. The monkey was running around with
You
a
posted it until the thrill wore off.
yeah,
and the
yeah,
fun had gone.
yeah.
And then,
And I was like, the monkey had a little sword and a little outfit, and he was running around like performing, doing jumps and stuff with this sword.
well trained in the Jedi arts, was it?
But the thing is, it we're on a lead, and it's obviously not happy doing that, is it? Like, I don't know. I don't think it was, and it's like you were saying, it should
As long
be
as
out
it's
there
not
in the
getting
wild.
beaten, yeah.
Well, this is it. You don't know, do you? So I did feel, I
Depends the
felt
situation, though, doesn't it? Because
I felt
sometimes
guilty and-
if they're young and they've been taken out of the wild, they can't go back in, can they? Once they've been
no.
hand-rated and that.
But yeah, I do disagree with it. But Planet of the Apes happens. There's the question: would you fight a monkey with a gun or a monkey with a sword?
if it's Planet of the Apes, armed with a gun or a sword, then
Well,
you're
no,
fucked, aren't
just
they?
a normal monkey. Then.
Intelligent,
yeah,
you know.
just your usual chimp.
Probably a gun, because
It's not going to be able to aim properly, is
Yeah,
it?
and I'm pretty sure you'd be able to,
Yeah.
unless it just held the trigger down. I don't know how guns work.
I mean, if it's just a gun, just like a handgun,
Yeah.
not a machine gun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I'd go with that.
not a fully automatic
No.
rifle.
Because a monkey without a sword is dangerous.
Well, a gorilla.
Yeah, yeah. So I think just giving it a sword.
Although a sword,
is
it'd probably just
adding-
throw it.
It probably would. Yeah, but then it's still
I'll
dangerous.
change my mind, go for a sword.
Would you? Why?
Because it's actually, no, they're fairly quick, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, swinging through trees with fucking sword lobbing at your head. A gun.
Gun. Yeah, yeah. Either way, I think you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
if
think
it's a
there's
little
less
monkey,
chance of being stabbed.
a little
Well,
monkey,
I'm not.
not a
no,
fully,
it
not a
doesn't. It
huge
doesn't
ape.
state what size monkey it is.
Howler monkey size.
A what monkey?
Howler monkey size. They're only small, aren't they?
Right. Yeah. Are you thinking of like a, like that one? Is it like a macaque that Ross had in Friends?
That kind
Marcel,
of monkey.
That
yeah.
sort of monkey.
Not an orangutan.
No.
Not one of them. Not a gorilla. An actual monkey.
Yeah, yeah. One of,
Chimpanzee.
like a little macaque.
The ones that you used to see on the Tetley's adverts.
Chimps.
Yeah. Not one of them.
They're classed as apes, aren't they? What the difference is. Anyway, yeah, I think if you're talking a monkey that sort of size, I'd want it to fight it with a gun, because I think you could maybe dodge
Yeah.
dodge
Hide
that.
behind a tree, take a few
Yeah,
shots.
but it's got a sword, it's swinging at you. Yeah. Last one, mate. I think.
And on high.
Yeah. So this one is one of the most frustrating questions that I've ever heard.
We'll see. You sound like me now.
No, honestly, mate, I don't know why it pissed me off reading it. I'll tell you why. Right, so would you rather have one earbud and listen to the whole duration of your songs, or two earbuds but only listen to half of the song duration? So,
Why did that annoy you?
because if I'm going anywhere, I always have my headphones. And there's been that situation a couple of times where one of them stopped working, and it's
Distracting to hear someone talking.
I find it so annoying. It's like, I don't know what it is. It really grinds my gears.
I need to get AirPods, what they call, because
Right.
if I'm in the kitchen, I always catch the wire
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
drawer
yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
pop out, and
Yeah.
I'm really
Yeah, yeah.
annoys me.
So yeah, one earbud not working is like my pet hate. You know, it really grinds my gears. Only being able to listen to half a song would be pretty annoying
I
as
skip
well.
tracks anyway.
Yeah, I know, but still,
You
know,
get
it
the
might
gist
be your
after the-
favourite part
after the first chorus,
your favourite part of the
start
song
of the
coming
second
up.
verse. Well, it says half of the song. It doesn't say from the start to the middle. It could be middle to the end. I'd rather be able to hear whatever I listen to. rather
Yeah,
than just
in
half,
good
so-
quality. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, mate. Yeah,
Yeah.
still really annoys me though. Like,
Gets Morty's gander up. The
yeah, I
difference
don't know why
between
that really. You know,
challenges
like,
and headphones.
some people like, it's fingernails down a chalkboard. Me, it's just one earbud not working. Weird.
It is
I'm a
annoying.
weirdo. I don't know why.
Just need to upgrade to a new pair of headphones.
Well, you do, but it's an inconvenience, isn't it? Yeah.
£3.50 from Morrison's.
Mate, no,
that's
I'm one of these people that I have to buy a decent pair of headphones.
the iPhone headphones I got, not iPhone,
Well, I
with
got
Samsung headphones.
Samsung ones are decent.
Good bass on them.
Yeah, they are good. Yeah. I think the ones that you get with phones now do tend to be fairly decent.
Not
but,
one of these you spend 90 quid on a
Oh,
pair
no,
of
I mean,
Beats by
I've,
Dre.
I've spent
Headphones.
I've spent a good, I think, 70. Like I've spent a lot of money on headphones before. No, mate, you can hear the difference. It's like some people like spending a lot of money on a nice TV because it's better definition. It's the same thing with headphones, mate. Don't shake your head at me, son.
Sorry, Dad. The secret's out now.
Yes, we better tell our viewers.
We both met, what's that, League of Gentlemen? It's Mrs. Livingston.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, come on, Iris, the cleaning lady.
yeah,
And then on the live one, like, we need to tell her.
Yeah.
We're both men. Dad.
Oh, man.
League of
Right. There you go. Would you
Would you
rather?
rathers? Beautiful.
Beautiful, mate. So what what's on the agenda? The bedtime story.
Yeah.
Hope you
First
all
one of
enjoyed. Did you
2020.
enjoy last week's bedtime story?
I did. I
A
enjoyed
kick
them
in the
all the time.
balls. A kick in the balls.
That was the title.
It was,
A kick
yeah,
in the balls. It
yeah,
was.
yeah.
That's quite funny.
Yeah.
So the title is similar to my title.
Is it? What's it called?
It's called Bonus Balls. So
A theme.
A theme.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of lines here, mate.
you've got the part of the main character.
Oh, very exciting. I'll
Yes.
try and do it
Yes.
a bit of justice.
You will get the emotion as the play goes on.
Right, okay.
But yes,
Right.
this is my first one of the year.
Who's
So,
the author?
The author is Lavender Smear.
Very nice.
Lavender
Name.
Smear, who's wrote
Where's
Bonus
she from?
Balls. I don't know.
Right.
Catterick. So yeah, no, last week's was good. Kicking the balls. It was, the plight of one man who couldn't get a sausage roll.
Mate,
Really,
His day just went to shit, didn't it?
an amazing throw at killing an old woman by throwing a bottle of Lucozade. No,
Bottle
was
of
it
Lucozade.
Sprite? Wasn't it?
No, it was Lucas.
Lucozade
Yeah.
at a woman, and then
Yeah. Quite heavy bottles.
he had a
Really.
very bad morning.
A very bad morning, mate. Ended in
If it hadn't been raining, that wouldn't have happened.
death. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was assassinating.
Bit of a
wasn't
twist. It was one of
In
Mr.
relation
Mur-
of
could have
Mr.
been Mr.
Murgatroyd
Murgatroyd,
from Cliffley, one of our previous stories. All the bedtime stories available on SoundCloud and at the end of the podcast. So,
And Spotify.
And Spotify, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
So tune in if you want to sit back and relax, have a good little chill and a nice little story. They're all like we described on the last podcast we went through. They're all very dark, twisted, League of Gentlemen style kind of things. It's all intended as a laugh. We're not trying to be serious at all. So
We've
try
got a
not
very
to take
dark
offence.
sense of humour, so well, I have.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
I'm very South Park orientated.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all on the table, or none of it is.
Yep.
But you don't get that on this because obviously we have to censor. Some
We've
of our
got to
stuff.
be careful, haven't we? You know,
Yeah,
what I mean?
behind closed doors when we're private.
He's more of a bastard than he is on this, which is unbelievable, isn't it? So, yeah,
It's all good fun.
it's all good fun, mate.
So yeah, as usual, wherever
Got me
you are,
lines, Looking forward to this.
sit back,
Hang on a
relax.
minute, we're still
If you're in the bath, on a bus, on a plane,
On a dinghy,
on a dinghy,
Yeah.
yeah.
in a submarine, I don't know. Yeah.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Bonus Balls by Lavender Smear. And as always, now in the video, you'll see the little
Well,
nods we do for these lines, which
yes.
Morty hasn't
and
seen.
I've not read. I've had a quick glance over, but I have not even read them, so I don't even know what voices I'm going to do or anything. So sorry, mate. Start again.
There we
Right,
go.
introduce it.
You still awake? Would you like me to read you a bedtime story?
Bonus Balls by Lavender Smear.
Very nice.
£2, please, love, said Mr. Khan, the owner of Khan & Khan's Corner Shop, located in the centre of Cliffley High Street.
Cliffley, back in Cliffley.
So get that in your heads there.
Yep.
Corner Shop in the centre of Cliffley High Street. Sheila Pratt had nipped round from next door, the crusty edge, on her lunch break, to put on her weekly lottery numbers. She took a £2 coin from her purse and handed it to Mr. Khan, who smiled warmly. Maybe this time, eh, Sheila? He said with a hopeful grin.
I'll keep my fingers crossed again.
She replied as she folded the ticket and placed it in her purse, which she put back in her bag. She left the shop, turning right to stand under cover in the alleyway next to the shop. The rain was pouring down. It had been for a full week.
Pissing it down.
Cliffley had seen some of its worst flooding in years.
Oh dear.
The local farmer, Glasgow Small, had lost several of his sheep in his fields, which he hadn't bothered to clear before the rain started. He had no television or access, no television and couldn't read, so hadn't known. I scrolled down too far.
No, don't worry, mate.
He had no television and couldn't read, so hadn't known what the weather was going to be like. After the first couple of days, he simply shrugged at anyone who tried to warn him and had said that it would stop soon, but he'd been wrong. Very wrong. Drivers passing by his land on the bypass opposite would look down towards his fields and see the white, fluffy bodies bobbing up and
Oh,
down in
dear.
the water. as Sheila stood in the doorway, daydreaming about what it would like to actually win the jackpot, which currently stood at £9,013,157.
Be nice.
And leaving this cold, rainy town behind, she took a packet of Lambert and Butler from her bag, popped one in her mouth, lit it, and took a long inhale. She had played the same numbers every week for the last 26 years, since the lottery had first begun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 33 and 35. The 33 and 35 were the ages that her and her husband Dennis had been when the first draw took place. 1, 2, 3 and 4 were rather silly, as the odds of these four numbers being drawn together were insane. Sheila hadn't quite understood the concept when she had picked them, and despite Mr. Khan's early warnings, she had kept them. She stood in the alleyway, sucking on her L&B for a few moments more, staring out into the high street, almost hypnotised by the falling rain. She took one final drag before throwing the butt to the floor, landing on a passerby's trousers. They let out a short exclamation and scanned the area for the culprit, but Sheila had already gone. The crusty edge was just on the other side of the alleyway, which gave Sheila all the time she needed to put on her numbers and have a cig. She had time for 2 cigs when it wasn't lottery day. She spent the next 3 hours preparing and serving sandwiches, toasties, and even the odd jacket potato to the paying public, locals to Cliffley, as well as the tourists that had come to the annual sausage festival that was being hosted by local celebrity John Fuckden and the local vicar.
Great butcher.
She made her way home. The rain had finally eased off a little. The smell of sausages from the festival made her stomach turn. Sheila was vegan, for the last year anyway. Sausages usually didn't bother her, but there was something about Fuckdens that just didn't agree with her. As she arrived home, she was greeted to the familiar sound of Sky Gold's Minder on the television in the living room. She entered to see her husband, Dennis, sat in the chair, beer in hand, with several empties on the floor by his feet.
Classy.
"What's for tea, love?" he asked. No greeting, no how was your day, just a what's for tea, love. Another standard day in the Pratt household.
Gammon and egg for you,
she said as she dropped her bag to the floor and walked past Dennis into the kitchen. "I had gammon and egg last night," she heard Dennis call.
"You're more than welcome to make your own tea, you know, and make me something for when I get back from work."
There was no reply, only one loud burp. That's terrible. And the sound of another can being opened.
"How much have you spent on beer this past week, Den?"
Sheila spat out. "How much have you spent on lottery tickets this week, Sheila?" he spat back.
There's a difference in cost, Den, and I haven't played this week, actually, so there!"
She lied. Winning the argument made her feel better, no matter how small the victory it was. Sheila let out a sigh and opened the fridge to see what else she could make for his tea. Every weeknight was like this. For the last 13 years, she would go to work, slave away all day, and only to return to Dennis, sat in the chair, beer in hand.
Poor Sheila.
What's for tea? Every time. Then on the weekends, he'd be out all day drinking and come home staggering. And that was when he hadn't been to A&E for falling or some other silly reason. He hadn't always been this way, though. Before the mines closed, making him redundant, he had been the most kind, caring man she had ever known. Flowers sent to her when she worked on the maternity ward at Cliffley Hospital with her sister. Rose petals on the floor from the doorway all the way to the bedroom on
Romantic.
Valentine's Day. It was these memories of better times that she had hung on to and had kept her with him. Take the good with the bad, she would say to herself. The good had lasted years, so the bad had to as well, didn't it? The good days would surely be coming any time now. She didn't know if she still believed that now, but put it to the back of her mind. Sheila made tea. As usual, she sat at the dining table by herself, the sound of more Sky Gold classics coming from the living room. She often did a word search or two until she heard Dennis call out asking for more beers from the fridge. She would clear her plate, take him the beers, collecting his plate, which usually had uneaten food on it, and wash
Waste. What a waste.
up before returning to her word search. The highlight of her Friday evening. At 9 p.m, when it was time for the lottery draw, she would head into the living room. Dennis would be asleep, empty beer cans surrounding him, one in his right hand, TV remote in the left.
What a state you are,
Sheila said to herself as she changed the channel to BBC One. It was almost time for the draw. Good evening, viewers, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the National Lottery Draw. I am your host, as always, Clinton Caprice. The studio audience let out a cheer and applauded the orange-faced, teeth-whitened, bleach-blonde Oompa Loompa host who could have easily been Donald Trump's love child, for all anyone knew.
Scary thought.
Tonight's jackpot is a huge £9,013,157 sterling. Thank you to all in the... Think of all you could do with that amount of money. Good luck to all playing at home and everyone in the studio audience. He pressed the button on the machine named Kirby. Sheila never knew why they had named the machines that drew the balls. First number out is number 3. Sheila stood in the doorway to the kitchen, watching the drawer. She lit up an L&B. She never usually smoked in the house, but whenever Dennis was asleep, she thought, fuck it, and lit up.
Don't give up.
Number 1. She inhaled and exhaled a long breath of smoke. Third number is number 35. Number 2. Number 4. This is unbelievable. If you're sitting at home with these numbers so far, you could be winning the whole jackpot. Sheila's mouth widened in disbelief, the cigarette falling from in between her fingers. And the final number is number 33. Once again, all those numbers in order now. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 33, and number 35. His voice has changed, hasn't it, since then? Clinton Caprice.
Nice, I like it.
Sheila stared at the numbers, which were now on the bottom of the television screen. She couldn't believe it. Check the ticket, ran through her mind. She knew she didn't need to. Those numbers had been ingrained in her brain after 26 years of playing them every week without fail. She couldn't believe her eyes. She had just won the jackpot. The smell of smoke coming from the small fire which had now begun on the carpet brought her back to reality.
Oh, shit!
She exclaimed as she stomped out the flames with her feet. She could have let the whole place burn down to the ground, she thought for a second, after winning that much money, but it would have been a bad idea. She picked up her bag and took out her purse. She had to check, just to be sure. Her eyes scanned the numbers back and forth, back and forth. There they were, the same numbers on her ticket that were just on her TV screen.
Fuck me.
Sheila let out. What's that, love? Dennis moved in his chair, drifting in and out of sleep for a second.
Oh, nothing, love. Nothing.
Dennis sniffed the air, smelling the burnt carpet before letting out another burp, before falling back to sleep. Sheila hardly slept at all that night. She replayed the lottery draw in her head repeatedly until the alarm on her phone beeped to mark the arrival of Saturday morning. She rose from her bed, showered shit and dressed, and went downstairs to make Dennis his breakfast. He was wide awake, TV remote back in hand, watching the racing channel, making out betting slips for his usual weekend bets. He hadn't noticed the burnt carpet, at least. Sheila had made sure to move the pile of beer cans over it so you wouldn't see, and had sprayed a full can of air freshener to cover the smell and open the windows. Open the windows kind of makes spraying the air freshener a little bit silly, but never mind. 12 o'clock, Dennis left the house for his regular session at the Frog and Fiddle pub. Sheila sat at the dining table, holding the lottery ticket in her hand, staring at it for what seemed like hours, until she heard a voice. "Are you Sheila, love?" It was Sheila's sister, Julie. "I got your text. You all right, love?" Sheila didn't reply. She was still fixed on the ticket. "Sheila, love, everything okay?" Sheila heard her voice and looked up, startled.
Oh, hiya, Jolie, love. Sorry I was miles away. You okay?
Julie sat at the table opposite Sheila, placing her bag on it. She reached into it and pulled out a small makeup mirror and began to look herself over. "Not bad, thanks, love. Now I'm out of that place. Completely understaffed. It was a fucking nightmare last night. It's not the NHS's fault, fucking Tory bastards. Need more funding." Julie continued on a Dave Judas-style rant about how much she disliked... wasn't in there, but I thought I'd put it. About how much she disliked Boris Johnson and how he should come and work a few shifts at the hospital to see how the real people work.
True.
Until Sheila cut her off.
Julie, I've won the lottery.
Julie kept on with her makeup and replied, "What, a tenner?" and let out a giggle. That wasn't a giggle, was it?
No, the actual jackpot. All 6 numbers.
Julie paused and looked away from the mirror towards Sheila. "You what?"
I've won the lottery,
she said once more and handed Julie the ticket. She scanned the numbers. "You're fucking joking." "How much have you won?" she asked, handing Sheila back the ticket.
Just over 9 million, I think it was.
Fuck off. Julie was almost as shocked as what Sheila had been whilst watching the live draw.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe it. Excuse me. Yeah, I know. I can't believe it. Especially with them numbers, too. I don't know why I play them.
Julie had put a mirror away and was now on her phone
Oh,
checking the
what's
results. Thought you went a bit Liverpool.
I know, yeah, I know. That's it.
Checking the results on her phone. Oh, yeah, my God, you're right. Says here there's 2 winning tickets sharing the jackpot, receiving £4,506,578.50. That's a shame. Who else would play numbers like that? Sheila shrugged.
Who cares? There's still 4.5 million, Julie. What am I going to do?
Does Dennis know yet?
Oh, God, no. I didn't tell him. I told him I didn't even play last night. Not that he knows my numbers or cares. He hasn't drunk himself to death yet. 4.5 million would be a death sentence. Either that, or I'd be wasted away on gambling on the bloody mares. Sorry, hang on a minute. Can I start that again?
Of course you can.
Yeah. Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. I told him I didn't even play last night. Not that he knows my numbers or cares. He hasn't drunk himself to death yet. 4.5 million would be the death sentence. Either that, or it'd be wasted away on gambling on the bloody mares and hounds.
Probably a good idea, Pet. Come on, let's ring them and claim. Camelot, is it? Sheila stood from the table.
Oh, God, no, Julie. Don't ring them. I need to think of what I'm going to do about Dennis.
Brilliant, brilliant. What do you mean do about him? Sheila moved to the sink where she lit up an L&V.
Well, you know, things have been getting worse with me and Den for a while now.
She's getting very animated. 13 years now, but yeah, a while.
And last night, laid in bed, I was thinking about maybe leaving him. Now I've won all this money. I deserve better, Jules.
That you do, love, that you do. I say go for it. Lazy sod probably wouldn't know you were gone. Sheila hummed in agreement. For the rest of the day, she continued to weigh up her options. What would the locals of Clifton think if she just upped and left with 4.5 million, leaving Dennis all alone? They wouldn't understand what she's had to put up with over the years. She couldn't claim the money until she had done something about it. The weekend soon came back around. Sheila continued to work her shifts at the Crusty Edge and even played the same lottery numbers the following Friday evening.
Crazy.
On the following Sunday, Dennis was again out for the day, drinking and gambling. Sheila was in the middle of her word search when she heard Julie enter. She entered the kitchen and sat opposite Sheila without saying a word.
Hiya, love. I've still not made a decision yet. Technical difficulties, during the bedtime story here.
I don't know what I've done.
Deleted the story.
Somehow gone on header and footer. Bear with me. I do apologise. Something technical difficulties which we can't gloss over now. We're doing a live viewing.
Just while we're waiting, please do follow us on Instagram and Twitter and SoundCloud and Spotify and YouTube. And yes, and obviously for future podcasts. Dave, are we back?
I'm back, yeah.
We're back,
Yeah,
thank you.
just let you go there.
No worries.
Do you want to deliver your line again, sir?
Yes, I can do. So, Julie had just walked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hiya, love. I've still not made a decision yet.
After a brief silence between the two, Julie spoke. Kill the bastard! Sheila, shocked, responded with,
What?
Kill him! The bastard came to A&E last night, pissed out of his face. Bastard forced himself on me.
Jesus.
Sheila couldn't believe what she was hearing. It didn't sound like Dennis at all. He was a quiet drunk who fell asleep more often than not after a session.
That can't be my Dennis.
It fucking well was, Sheila, love. And the worst thing, he said if I said anything, that'd happen to you. Abuse, Sheila. Rape. That's a threat. The bastard needs killing before he hurts anyone else.
No, Julie. That's mad. He can't have done or said those things.
I'm your sister, Sheila. I wouldn't lie to you.
Well, we have to go to the police. You need to tell them if he did that to you.
The police are shit, Sheila, love. Round here, with everything else that goes on, look at what happened to our Jimmy. The bastard needs offing. Think about it. It'd be a nice clean start for you. You can't let him do this to me, Sheila. Or you. The man's different nowadays. You know that. Sheila paused. She was lost. Sure, she could leave him and give herself a fresh start. But murder? That was too far.
How would I do it?
She asked Julie, who leaned forward in her chair. Well, I know a few things on A&E. A few drugs that wouldn't be missed. Slip someone his evening meals over the course of a month. It'd slip away. No one had been none the wiser. Sheila hung on every word Julie said as she told her a plan to offer her husband. After some thought, she reluctantly agreed. She didn't want to see her sister hurt, and somewhere inside her, a little tiny piece of her relished at the thought of getting rid of him. 13 years. 13 miserable years. Somehow this gave her more excitement than the
less for
lottery win
murder.
had done. The next couple of weeks, Sheila quietly added the drugs Julie had taken from the hospital to his food. He didn't suspect a thing. When week 3 came around, she noticed him starting to sleep more often and not getting through as many beers as he would on an evening. Week 4 was when he started complaining about chest pain. Sheila felt a little guilty when Dennis would tell her how painful he felt, like he was wasting away. He would tell her how he was wanting to lay off the booze and stop the gambling and treat her how she should be treated. He knew he'd been a waste these past years. That made it harder for Sheila to carry on the plan. It would come to mealtime and she would stand over the food, drugs in hand, and think to herself, please just try, make an effort so I can stop this. But nothing changed. He would still drink and gamble away his money.
Vices.
The small changes, him speaking about wanting change, weren't enough, no matter how much hope it gave her. So she kept on slowly poisoning him, watching him fall apart in front of her. The day finally came. Sheila had returned home from work as always. This time, there was no question of what was for tea. Dennis was sat in his chair, can in hand. He seemed to be asleep, his breathing shallow. Sheila entered the kitchen to make herself a brew and prepare tea when she heard followed by Dennis's body falling from the chair onto the pile of empty beer cans. Sheila rushed into the living room to his side.
Oh, God! Dennis, love!
Dennis clutched at his chest. Pain wretched across his face, which was now red as a tomato.
Oh, God, Dennis! I'm so sorry. It's all my fault.
Dennis finally managed to get his breath.
Bit me tongue then.
No, Sheila, love. It's my fault. I've treated you like shit these past years. I've been a disgrace. No man should treat their wife as I've treated you. Sheila wiped the sweat away from his head, tears falling down her cheek. I played your numbers, he said, his breath now failing.
My numbers, love.
Sheila questioned, not knowing what he was talking about. Your numbers? Lottery. I can't remember them now. Sheila looked puzzled. The lottery numbers. He'd played them.
You played them, love. What do you mean?
Dennis struggled to speak now. I played them a few weeks back now, when you said you hadn't played. Couldn't believe my luck. Bloody won the jackpot. Well, half of it. 2 winners. Me and someone else stupid enough to play them. Sheila was taken aback. Imagine if you'd played them all. Would have been even richer.
Why the bloody hell didn't you say anything, you fool?
I wanted to surprise you. I've been going to counselling these past few weeks, every weekend, to help with me drinking and gambling. I booked us an holiday. Was going to surprise you. Move away. Somewhere nice, you know. Treat you like a queen. He let out a last breath. His eyes closed and his head dropped from Sheila's hands. What a fool she had been. He was trying to change. He knew he'd been a bastard all of these years, but was finally changing. Panic began to set in. She scrambled to her bag and took out her phone to call Julie.
Julie, he's gone. It's happened. What a mistake I've made.
Julie calmed her down and told her everything would be all right. She talked her through what she now needed to do. Call an ambulance and claim a suspected heart attack. The body was taken away. Days passed, and Sheila felt neither joy nor happiness, only sadness. She was a murderer. And for what? Just because she was unhappy with her husband? No, she thought. Remember what he did to Julie? Sheila paused in thought. What happened to Julie? He'd come to A&E drunk, but Dennis had said he'd been going to counselling those weekends, not going out drinking. So how could he have been drunk in A&E? Before she could think on it longer, there was a knock on the door.
Mrs. Pratt, I'm Superintendent Armstrong. I've had a few questions to ask you about your husband's death. Would you mind coming to the station with me?
Fuck, Sheila thought. Game over. After all this, how could something have gone wrong with the plan? Julie's plan. Oh shit, she thought. Julie, she's been through enough. I can't take her down with me. At the police station, the superintendent, who looked a little like Hugh Grant, explained that there had been some irregular findings in Dennis's blood work. Sheila couldn't explain it. She broke down in tears and told them the whole story. Everything except her sister Julie's part in it. She said she had been unhappy for years and had decided to kill Dennis in a final act of revenge. She had stolen the drugs from the hospital after hours by taking her sister's key.
Jeez.
She was charged with murder and sentenced to life imprisonment, which for a 59-year-old woman wouldn't be that long, she thought. She had gone through 13 bad years, but Dennis hadn't deserved to die like that. As she was being led from court, she managed to see Julie out of the corner of her eye, eyeliner streaming down her face at hearing the judge's guilty verdict, and managed to speak to her before being led out.
Don't worry, love. It's what I deserve. He was changing, you know, and I didn't give him a chance. I never told him about the lottery ticket, you know. I never signed it either. It's hidden behind my Bible on the bookshelf. Take it as an apology for what I did to you.
She kissed Julie on the cheek, said her goodbyes, and was led from court. It was quite a scandal around Cliffley. Only the strange deaths of a few locals years back on Halloween matched it. Julie claimed the lottery prize and was glad to leave Cliffley behind her. 3 months later, Julie was laid back on a sun lounger, mojito in hand. 2 large tanned men holding palm leaves either side of her, fanning her down in the hot sun. Well, love, here's to a well thought out plan. She held out her glass to the side, which was met with a clink of another glass filled with a mojito. Aye, love, here's to it. Dennis took a long sip from his drink, swallowed it, and let out a refreshing ah. Julie was on her phone. You know it's funny how much a difference a bonus ball makes to the total in some lottery jackpots. Dennis laughed. You can have these bonus balls, love. They're yours now. He laughed as they clinked the glasses once more and laid back in the tropical sunlight. 1 faked murder, 2 lottery winners, each sharing £4,506,578.50 of £9 million.
Nice.
£13,157. The end.
You still awake? Would you like me to read you a bedtime story?
So yeah, there you go. That was bonus balls.
Very good, mate. Really enjoyed that.
Poor old Sheila.
Poor old Sheila. She's been
Poor
had.
old Sheila. She's been had by her sister.
Yeah. Mate, good stuff. Yeah.
The whole story hinges around that lottery win, though. It's
Yeah.
I mean, if that hadn't happened, who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's
Yeah.
lucky that it happened.
Definitely. Jeez, man.
But they've won it all.
They've won it all. Yeah. Conniving. I like it.
She nearly figured it out, didn't she?
She did.
She started to question it,
Yeah. Yeah.
but then Armstrong showed up.
Armstrong. Which, again, I might have done a different voice to
No, I
when
think
he
you
last appeared.
got him last week.
Yeah.
Armstrong.
Just wanted to mention something. I wanted to make a public apology. Because last week in the story, when Armstrong appeared, and I said he was very much like Hugh Grant, but less annoying. And it's only because, like, for some reason I had this, like, dislike for Hugh Grant, because he tends to play the same characters a lot.
At least it's not Richard E. Grant.
Richard E. Grant, yes.
Louis.
But, yeah, basically, I saw The Gentleman with Hugh Grant in, and I thought it was really good.
The Gentleman?
The Gentleman was a great film. It was a new...
So your opinion of views changed?
Yeah, it has, yeah. The new Guy Ritchie film, it was really good. Colin Farrell in there as well. So I do apologise to Hugh Grant.
Any
You
Hugh
hear
Grant
it,
fans
you
out
hear
there?
it here first. Yeah, so sorry about that.
Excellent.
Very good, mate.
That's it for another week of Empty-Headed Podcast.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Really enjoyed the story, mate.
you.
Good little twist. Definitely.
We're
cool.
up and running now.
We
We're
are
back.
up and running.
2020.
2020, hitting it hard. Cool, mate. Yeah, so take care, guys, and we'll
Take
be
care.
back
Thanks
soon.
for listening. Please like and share and
All that jazz.
get-
Well, you don't
let's
have
get
to
our
like
followers.
it, because, I mean, you know how you feel about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag Teddy
Hashtag-
Podcast Challenge.
Yes. Right. See you later.
Nightly bye.
Bye.
The Empty-Headed Podcast. The Empty-Headed Podcast.